Hey YouTube, it's Sir Cavani. Bless everybody that's watching this. The topic for today that I wanted to kind of take into you guys is mothers that use their children as their toy or weapon. What is that? Mother that use children as toys or weapon. And this could be a long conversation, but I'm going to choose to do it short because of the circumstances. But women, if you're listening, and fathers as well, women, if you're listening, please, if you don't understand this, go to a doctor, a psychologist, a therapist. Don't go to the courthouse, because the courthouse, they just want to destroy your life, and that of society. We'll have a podcast on that. By the way, before I start rumbling, subscribe, comment, share, and let me know if you want to hear other topics. But this one is a serious one. This is taking over, and it's killing our generation. It's hurting our children. This world is just not the same. Women, when you use children as your own personal toy to beat against the father, the biological father of these children, or even the father, even if it's not biological, and when you pull this child away from this man, you think you're winning, and you think that you're helping, or you think, highly of that action. And you just sat there and committed the worst crime in history. Because for a child to be whole and complete, regardless of what anybody says, it's in the proof. It's in the pudding, as they say. Look at every child that has lived under these conditions that I'm about to explain. When the mother sits there and takes the child because either she got caught cheating, she's bored, even on a circumstance when there's violence. But then again, depending on how crazy the violence is. If it's just like yelling, that's something that could be worked out between therapists, and you can get shared custody. But anything other than that, just for the pure pleasure of you getting your side, okay, not only did you make your man's life a living hell, but guess what? Not for long. Because if you're leaving him, guess what? Now he is by himself. He doesn't have to take care of your ass. He doesn't have to have screaming children all over the place. So he just became free to all those thirsty females. And you know what I'm talking about. There's a bunch of thirsty females out there that will love to get with your man. A man that provides, a man that is there for his family, a man that will do anything for his wife and children to keep them together, a cohesive family, a functional family. Look at Paternity Court or any of these other shows where the men want to be parents. They want to be the father to that child, even if it's not their child. They've been raising the child 6 months or 6 years. I saw one not too long ago, 18 years, and then just found out it wasn't his. And the man almost had a heart attack, thinking he was never going to be able to see that child. Now, do you think that that's not cruel? Would you sit there and slap an old man and just see him suffer? Well, that's your husband. That's your father that's been abused by your mother. Okay? So if you ladies see it as, that's just my boyfriend or my husband, I could do that. Well, that's somebody's dad. That's somebody's grandfather. So how would you like it if that was done to your dear old dad or your dear old grandfather? Think about that. Just like you wouldn't want your daughter to get slapped around because that's somebody's daughter. Same thing. When you're doing this evil thing to your husband and child, with your husband, it might be a couple of years and he'll get over it, and eventually he'll see the child. But even when the child once the child is of age and makes the decision to go see his father. But you're creating a lifetime monster. That these heavy crimes with all the offing people and everything, look into it. Single mother raising these children, not a single father, because, oh, we fathers are heavy-handed, or we scream and that's abuse. No, that's called authority. Every time an officer screams at you, do you arrest the officer? Do you put him in jail? In any capacity of officer, right? You don't. So, again, you know, these basic things, we're just making them so hard. You know, you did not make that child by yourself, and you're not married to have immaculate conception. I doubt that. And you know what I'm talking about. Okay? So why do that? You know, if you're not happy with your man, go get yourself another man. But that child was made between two people. And regardless of y'all's situation between you two, that's you two, not you three, you two. So you get the hell out of the house, or he does. Make some kind of an arrangement to pay the house, pay the bills, however. But that kid is first, and that kid wants to be with daddy. You let him be with daddy. That's why they say that the women have no love. Because what other creature does that? Okay? And if you weren't the mother, put yourself in the guy's position. If you weren't the mother, will you sit there and say, oh, I'll still take care of it? How many of you women right down here would say, that's not my child, I want nothing to do with it? Oh, a man with a child? Forget it. Okay? Write it down on the comments. So, if you ladies see where I'm going at with this, write down your comments underneath. You know, I mean, I went through this, and it's not fun. And now I've studied it and deal with other cases that I see this, and I, just from the bottom of my heart, you don't know the devastation that you're putting on that child's life. You think you're sitting there going, ha ha, I won. You know, he's got to do what I got to tell him. Oh, I'm going to take him for everything. He's going to be walking around in his underwear because I'm going to take everything from him. Really? Did you make that child with love, or did you just happen to mate with Satan? Let's do this, ladies. Let's change the world together. Because if it continues going the way that it's going now, we're going to hell. And whether you're religious or not, you know, if you don't believe in this hell thing, I believe in hell on earth. And we're starting it soon. I think somebody already lit the wick. So, you let me know what y'all think. Those are my 2 cents. Talk to you soon. Peace. Be safe. Follow the law. God bless.